In this video, I'll be sharing with you a simple DIY on how to make a stylish rose. So if this is something you like, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. So let's dive right into today's video. So to start making your rose, you're going to cut it out in form of a flounce or circle, so any way that you like, or you can even cut it out in form of a flare. So I'll be using a flounce. So I folded it into two first and folded it again. This is to get the center part of this paper, and I'll draw out a straight line on those marks. After I'm done drawing out a line on those points, the next thing is to start marking my flounce. First, I'll start up with 2 inches and I'll take this measurement all the way around. So I'll just go ahead and create a circle round. After that, I will now use the measurement that I want. So for this flounce, I'm making use of 5 inches. So I'll go ahead to connect from this point to that 5 inches, and I'll be taking the 5 inches all the way around. So I'll cut out one flounce and I'll use it to cut out the layers of flounce that I'll use for this particular pattern. So I'll go ahead and take this measurement all the way around, and I will measure till I get a desired length or fullness that I want. So go ahead to make use of any measurement of your choice. So I don't know the actual measurement of the flounce, so I'm just going to go ahead to use this 5 inches, and I will cut at least enough to make the flounce. So after I'm done cutting this, after I'm done marking this, I'll go ahead to cut this out. She got my back, I'm happy that say everything I do is for my woman. Anything I talk where you talk, I go do. After I'm done cutting out, I'll go ahead to place this on my fabric, and because you're cutting both the lining and the main piece together, go ahead and pin this. So for the first flounce, I'm going to make it shorter and I'll make it wider, which is the first part that you'll be attaching to the base, which I'll be using the original size of 5 inches, but I won't make it too long. So if you notice, I didn't pin all the parts to the fabric, so I left few inches out. After I'm done cutting out, I'll go ahead to cut the rest. So I'm going to be introducing interfaces you can use. So you can use a gum stay, and you can also use a peplon stay. So this is a gum stay and the other is a peplon stay. The peplon stay is thicker than the gum stay. Don't use the light gum stay, it might not really stand. You can also double your stay about 5 layers. So just like I said, I'll be cutting out the next pattern. So to cut out the next pattern, I'm going to take out 1/2 inch. I'm meant to take out 1/2 inch from the original measurement, but I ended up taking 1 because the second part of this flounce is meant to be almost the same size with the other part, but I took out 1 inch instead of 1/2 inch. So when you're doing yours, go ahead to just take out 1/2 inch from the measurement. So I pinned this down to my fabric, also on fold. So this second flounce is actually the shortest. So if you notice, what I pinned is actually shorter than what I pinned the first time on the pattern. What I'm going to cut out to be shorter. Just like I said earlier, I cut out 1 flounce and I use it to cut out 3 pieces. So the second piece I cut out is a bit shorter than the first one. So now for the last piece, I'll be using almost the total length of this flounce, but I'm going to reduce it by 1 inch. So because this part is the inner part of the rose and is meant to be small, and on one side of the rose you're supposed to reduce the width. So I'll just go ahead and cut this out, and I'll also go ahead and place it on my pattern, and I will trace out just like I did on the other part of the rose or flounce. And you're going to be cutting it out on fold also, because you're cutting both the lining and the main piece. So the first flounce we cut out was the largest in size, but is not too long. Then the second flounce is the second in size, but the length is the smallest. Why this last one I'm cutting now is the longest in length and the smallest in size. So I'll just go ahead and cut this out. So after cutting out, I'll place all my pattern on one part of the pattern on the wrong side, and I'll iron it down to the gum stay, and I'll go ahead to trim it out following the shape of the flounce, and I'll cut out the unnecessary parts that I don't need for the rows. So after I'm done cutting, this is what I have. Now you take that part that you didn't iron stay, gum stay or peplum stay on, place the right side facing the right side. Remember, the part that you iron this gum stay on is the wrong side of the fabric. So after that, you will take the right side of the fabric facing the right side of the lining of the dress and pin it down, and then you go ahead to stitch with 1/2 inch all the way around, leaving one part open. So this is me after I'm done stitching round, and I left one part open, so I have a little excess on this side. I will cut it out, and this I'll is go the largest, notch but it second all the way around. So this is the first longest. So I don't know if you understand. This is the largest in size, but in length is the second to longest. After notching it, I'll turn it to the right side. So this is it. After turning to the right side, go ahead to fold it in, and you're going to top stitch. Repeat this for the other flounce also, and also go ahead to iron this out. I created a base for the flounce, cut out my gum stay and placed my doll face on it, and I top stitched. When I was making this, I realized my base was small, so go ahead and make a bigger base. So first I went ahead to pin this. So I'm going to place this, and it will overlap this way. So if you look at the flounce we have there, one part is overlapping this way, and you have like a small come down by the side. So I'll just go ahead and pin, but I'm not supposed to pleat this at this point at the center part. This is because the base I made was a bit small than what I needed. So I'll just go ahead and pleat it a little and pin. So after I'm done doing that, you can go ahead and use your needle and thread and tack, or you can go down to the sewing machine and stitch this down without stress. So this part is easy, and I went ahead to sew this on my sewing machine. Now for the second layer of the flounce, looking at what we have here, I don't know whether it's that clear for you to see. Now this part is supposed to be almost the same size with the first one. When I was cutting, I explained that I'm supposed to take out 1/2 inch, but I ended up taking out 1 inch. So on this side of this flounce, you notice that there's like a fold on this part. So one is going up and the other one is bent inside. So if you notice around that part, I have that blue pin. I actually bent one part in and took one up. So now you're going to top stitch round it again. So after you're done top stitching, this is what you have. Now it's time to place the inner part of this flounce, which is the longest in size. So now you want to go ahead and place it this way, and you will start pinning. When placing this, if you notice, I started from the side on this part of the flare or flounce, and you will start pinning. So if you notice, the joining started at the other side, not the side we have the folding. So you will let this part come out a bit, just like we have in the picture. So after going round a bit flat, now you're going to fold this in, then to cover the center part this way. So now you're going to pin it, and you're going to start top stitching. So for this part, you actually need to top stitch, and you're going to do it neatly, and it might take a little time to achieve this. And go ahead to secure it very well, because it is very important for you to actually secure it before sewing. If not, the flounce or rows is not going to be seated very well. So to start stitching, start from the back, then stitch there. And if you notice, my flounce has scattered, but I will just go ahead and fix it back this way. And now you're going to sew on it. While sewing on it, you notice that maybe the mouth or the finishing is popping up. Just go ahead and bend it a bit, and then stitch it down. After stitching it down, then use the center to cover the first stitching. That is, bend this way, and then use it to cover this first stitch that you made, and then go ahead to stitch it down. So you pass your thread all the way to the back, and then you fix it, pass it again. So you're going to continue top stitching this till you get a neat base, and you're going to be stitching it very little on the flaunce all the way around, creating a rose. So this is what I have. So you continue top stitching until you make sure that the flaunce or rose is well seated on the base. So from the original picture of this rose, there's like another circle at the back of the flaunce. So I don't really know if it's attached to it or it is just a design on the dress. So I'll just go ahead to explain in case it is part of the rose. So what you're going to do now is you're going to cut out something like this. Cut out your doll face, your crepe, whatever you're using. Go ahead to add interfacing to it, top stitch it, and add it at the back of the rose. So I don't know if that part is also part of the rose. So this is the end of the video.